Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of the Glambitious podcast. I am Lillie Mae, the creator of the brand. If this is your first time tuning in, please visit my website, theglamceo.com, to learn about the amazing opportunities I've created for women entrepreneurs. Miss Bret Townsend is today's guest, and she's actually going to be participating with our Atlanta and New Orleans brunch event. So I'm very excited for you to get to know her. Bret, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Well, my name is Miss Bret Townsend, BRE just one T, and I am Chief Strategist of Savvy Pro Freelance, which is a strategy consulting firm. We specialize in helping businesses and organizations implement systems and processes to help them automate so that they can use their time for what they need to. And I also brand public figures and leaders. So that's what I do. It's my jam, and that's who I am.
Fantastic. And we talked a little bit about beforehand how systems can prepare you for retirement. And I think that's such a great way to kick off the interview because as entrepreneurs of a certain age, I'm over 40, that is the frame of thought that we need to have, okay, is preparing for retirement. So can you speak to that a little bit?
Yes, absolutely. And when I say so systems, the whole point of them to me in processes is to have work get done in the background so that you aren't doing it, especially if it's repetitive tasks. So systems allow your business, if you have that kind of business, it allows it to run without needing you all the time. And when you aren't needed all the time, guess what you have time for? You, family, spirituality, finding that grounding in yourself, taking some time off because we know, like we said in a life be life. Okay. And so you want to make sure that you're not obligated to your business, because if you own a business, you should be passionate about whatever that business is. Otherwise, you have no business owning that business. If it doesn't bring you joy to work in that business, even on the hard days, you have no business doing it. So having those systems in place will help you to focus on doing those parts of the business that you love. But also, if something were to happen, if you want to, you're setting up for retire, your business is running itself without you. And that includes not just systems as we think of software, because I'm a service-based business, but people too. You want people, your team, to be able to function without you. So there's a whole block on there's so many things that we could touch on, but picking the right people for your team and how even to look for qualifications and people to pick for your team. But when we say retirement, entrepreneurs and hustlers, we never really retire. What we just want to do is we just want time to ourselves. So what that means is I thought I was going to be retired by 40. I turn 40 next year. And it's not going to work that way, but I'm getting close. And by retirement, what I meant was Savvy Pro is operating on its own. It's not going to have no job or no obligations. It just means that the systems are in place and the processes are in place and the automated storefronts and the automated services are in place. Whereas I can have the time to do what I want. That's what retirement is for me, because you never stop swimming. You never stop moving. You want to always stay in motion, right? Because if you stop motion, you sink to the bottom. So what you want to do is, when we're talking about retirement in our realm, what we mean is the ability to do what we want when we want without feeling like what we do for a living is an obligation.
For sure, for sure. And a part of, maintaining that balance includes, like you mentioned, the spirituality. It includes having time to invest in your faith, having time to invest in your wellness. So can you speak a little bit to how you balance faith and wellness while being an entrepreneur as well?
Absolutely. I'm big on time blocking, and there's time for everything. So if all conditions are normal, let's not forget I've been in the Navy for 16 years. So if all conditions are normal, I have a routine. I wake up, and that first 30 minutes of the day is the prayer. It's the meditation. Listen, I have so many systems. I'll do whatever works for me just to get me through. So the prayer, the meditation, the journaling, and then I'll get into maybe, checking my phone. But there's things that I do not do to help me balance. I do not do things that, first of all, I don't want to do in the morning. And then I also protect my space. My phone is always on silent. I don't check for the drama. People know I don't really, feed into any of it. If it's in comedy on my IG feed, though, I'm with it. But, and just stay and remembering those people. And I don't know if, like, some people believe this and some people don't. A lot of my business success is not just attributed to my hard work, but I attribute it to my granny. Because I feel like she was the first person to invest in it, and all of the successes that I've had, especially since she's passed away, because she was everything to me. She raised me, and I just feel like it's her sending me the blessings. Like, so everything that I've been blessed with, like when my business first hit like 6 figures the other day, I was like, where is this coming from? I went from 4 figures to 6 figures. And, you know, I just, every time I'm just like thankful and like, you know, thank you, God, like, thank you, Granny, thank you, Dad, like whatever, whoever is sending these blessings to me. And just but to make it a habit, you can't get lost in it. And for those of you, if you're going through a rough time, there's a time where I have a routine where I might pray in the morning, but that might not be the only time during the day that I might pray. I might have to pray. And my prayers are so long. Don't laugh, you guys. It's on a Google Keep note. Like I have affirmations and things that I've clipped from the internet. And then I've got my own prayers that I've clipped. And then I have like the Lord's Prayer, the Serenity Prayer, like I have all of the classics too. And I literally go through all of that. So, you know, don't necessarily attribute the spirituality to having where you have to get on your knees and you could be in the car. Like I talk to God all the time. I'd be like, listen, Lord, I'm about to go into a situation and I'm going to need you to hold me by the hand, you know? And so, you know, with business, unless it's a faith-based business, your business should not be affecting your spirituality. And if it is, it's something that you need to revisit, because you can't do for others, which is what normal our businesses are for. We're doing for others. We're providing a solution, or like you're providing a platform. It cannot affect it. You have to stay grounded, because if you're not grounded, you're going to be all over the place. And being grounded is peace. And being at peace means thinking clearly. And thinking clearly means having an efficient business.
Absolutely. And I think, as you mentioned early on, having efficient business requires systems, because life will deal you challenges, the unexpected things that might throw you off of your routine, but those systems can keep your business anchored during those challenging seasons. So can you share maybe a recent challenge or obstacle that you experienced and how you overcame it?
Yes. So let's talk about, I'm going to pivot to more of a stigmatized thing. I have anxiety. And out of 7 days a week, maybe 3 of those days, I might wake up and I'll be like, you know what? Maybe not today, Lord. Maybe not today. So when I have those days where I need my space, how do I operate my business? Right. So how do we give ourselves grace in those moments where we might be feeling a little bit overwhelmed with what life is giving us? I want to say, and the lesson in that, let me back up to why it became an even bigger issue. In 2021, my father passed suddenly one day. And then 4 days later, my friend passed away suddenly. He was only 33. And then I went home to Chicago to grieve about my dad, and then found out that my grandmother was being neglected and she was passing away. So I had to sit there for 6 weeks until she transitioned and put her in in-home hospice. Now, all this time, you know, full on well, I'm not about to be caring about my business. So in moments like that, and everybody's is not that, much going on at one time. But when you're talking about catastrophic loss, mental health, and you run a business, so this isn't, I can't call off and get PTO. Like I work and or I don't make money, one or the other. So systems, what are ways? And one good big thing that I like to push now is my digital strategy hub. It's called the Strategy Hub. And it's literally every service that I offer, everything that I teach in the form of an ebook. I got courses coming soon. That way, because the majority of us entrepreneurs, we are DIY figure it out kind of people. Just show me how to do it. Give me the bullet points and I'm going to pick it up, sis, because we smart like that. So it's catered for people to those, because we've all had those 2 a.m. notebook conversations where we're writing down stuff. We done rolled over in the bed and we just can't let that idea go. So I don't want you to have to wait for me to get back into the office on Tuesday, to ask me a question or book a call. I want you to be able to go to the Strategy Hub and be like, that's the day up. I need a business plan. I need that right there. And I also need to audit my brand. And you can just download that and you can stay up to 4 or 5 in the morning instantly. I call it your 24/7 consultant. That is one of the biggest systems. Another one is I don't repeatedly tell people what I do. That's redundant to me to get on the call. SavvyProFreelance.com. It will walk you through. It's literally a system to tell you what Savvy Pro Free, who we service. And by we, I mean me, me, myself, and I. That's how I'm not saying we, me, myself, and I. Come on, Beyonce. So, and it takes you through that process. Okay, well, what do you need? And this is a list of what we do. Oh, okay, you need more to learn more, or you can download it, or you can just book the call. because
Mhm.
you do get to book a call. It's not like I avoid the call, but
Mhm.
I'm an empath and I'm very, very sensitive to stimulants.
Mm.
So, stimuli. So, what I have to do is I have to be careful who gets past that first part, because not only are systems good for time, but systems are good for vetting.
Mm.
If you don't know how to follow the process, that means client to consultant, we might have a problem, because I'm all about processes. So if you
Mhm.
don't know how to do 1, 2, 3 from the beginning, go to Savvy Pro, read this, follow this instruction, click this. I'm a consultant. I'm literally going to be doing that. If you're my client, I'm going to be like, do
Mhm.
this, do this, do that. And so if you're showing me that that's not something that you're willing to do early on, and guess what I got it from? A client mode process that I got off of a DIY site, and it has been awesome since
Mhm.
then.
Mhm.
It helps. Like, if not A, then B. This, yes
Right.
and no. Like, it is
Mhm.
perfect, and it saves time. Systems, you guys.
Yes, and I love that you explained kind of how your systems work to onboard clients and provide them with different things that they may need based on where they are, because everyone may not be able to afford you one-on-one, but they may can afford the book, you know. So I love
Yeah.
that you have a variety of things and systems in place to deliver those services to entrepreneurs, because this is a season, like I mentioned on our IG Live, where systems are imperative in this season. You want your business to scale. You don't want to have to operate in every facet of your business. You want to be able to travel while your business is running, have a team in place. And I know that you're a great person to help people get to that place. So, in closing, is there any advice? Because I know you're a strategist, you're a mentor. Is there any advice that you would leave in closing? And then also share how people can connect with you?
One thing that I've done personally is I build things without knowing what I'm building them for. And I've learned that if you build it, they will come. That is so true. So I'm building these packages and I'm like, I don't know what I'm building it for. And then boom, something will come along. So if you feel something in your heart with your business and it keeps drawing you back to build it, then build it. Also, if you're saying that you own a business and that you're professional, make sure the business of your brand reflects that. I want to be able to look you up. I want to be able to find your stuff by your name, right? And I want to be able to say, you know what, this person is exactly walking the walk that they talk. Right.
Mhm.
So, make sure you have your profiles filled out. Make sure that you're trained in different platforms. Make sure you take business courses, because we're always learning as entrepreneurs. So that's what I would say. Learn, complete your profiles, be cognizant of your brand, be cognizant of the brands that you work with, vet people, right? And then if you would like to reach me, I will start with, because the I am Lillie May Instagram is so large right here. So I'll start with the Instagram is IG is at brand_of_Bret. Facebook is Bret Townsend Strategist. And then my LinkedIn, which is my baby, is /n/BRET Townsend. There's just one T, BRE, just one T, to get a hold of me. And if you have questions about what I do, you can either DM me, send me a message, or guess what? You can go to the system, savvyprofreelance.com.
Perfect, perfect, perfect. And for those of you who like to meet Miss Bret in person, she is confirmed to participate with our Atlanta brunch on September 28th. So you can visit brunchinatl.eventbrite.com. And if you're watching this after September 28th, you can catch her at our Essence Festival brunch next summer and visit 2025brunch.eventbrite.com. So I just want to thank you, Bret, for joining us today, sharing some gems here as well as on our Instagram Live. And then thank you, of course, for supporting and investing in the Glambitious platform. It is much appreciated. And I'm excited to see the gems that you will be dropping live in person. All right. So thank you all again for tuning in to another episode of the Glambitious podcast. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye, everybody.